Bleeding Edge marks a post-Microsoft world for developer Ninja Theory, who previously worked on DMC and Hellblade. Bleeding Edge is their first project since the acquisition, tackling the 4v4 hero battle arena genre, in a world with no shortage of attempts at the genre. There isn't much of a story for Bleeding Edge outside that it takes place in a future where people start to perform body modifications on themselves to perform in this death-defying sport. The story is broken down into a 4v4 arena brawler. Think Overwatch but in third person and not limited to guns. There's a wide variety of characters here with their own set of roles and play types. Like most games in the genre, that means that the key to success here is team balance and coordination. There are 11 characters in total spread across 3 different roles, though not evenly. 3 fill in the tank roles, 3 more fill in the support roles, while the last 5 support DPS roles. The spread of characters in each role I think promotes one of the larger issues at hand with Bleeding Edge, and that's the lack of a role queue. More often than not, I found teams didn't coordinate roles very well, focusing on one role more than the other. It's not necessarily the game's fault per se, but the addition of some sort of role queue would have certainly helped. I will give Ninja Theory credit though, they offer tags for suggested characters and more difficult characters. If you just start playing Bleeding Edge, the game will warn you which characters have complex meta and which ones are more favorable to new players. It's very friendly in that sense that it doesn't just welcome the seasoned players from the alpha and the beta, but new players too. A few basic tutorials in the dojo will get you off your feet, but nothing will get you going like getting your butt kicked in the 2 available game modes. These modes are the Power Cell Collection and the Objective Control, both focusing on taking control points of different parts of the map. Power Cell Collection has you fighting for power cells around the map and from the enemy team. Spawning around the map is a drop-off point where you can submit your cells. Everything is done in waves, so you not only have to capture your cells, but keep control of them until it's time to drop them off. The other game mode, Objective Control, is my favorite. Objective Control places 3 objectives on the map that activate at different points in time. It's a race to 600 points, as every second on the objective counts as a point. Throughout a match, objectives will activate and deactivate with the map UI letting you know which objective is going to activate next. I found the mode to be not only the most fun, but the most engaging. The constant objective change meant that teams would move across the map sporadically and have to forcefully coordinate with teams to make sure the free objectives are taken over. Like early Overwatch matches, the initial gameplay loop was fun and entertaining, but only when the group coordination was intact. I found myself gravitating towards Damon, who felt like the right balance of a stealth ninja and a lethal force to be reckoned with. The lack of a role queue meant that I did have to pick up the slack for teammates that didn't work together though, and having a lack of teamwork in a team-centric game helps tear it apart. Bleeding Edge features an interesting art style that's a mix of realism and cartoony. If I had to name specifics, it's a mix of Sunset Overdrive and Borderlands' cel-shaded look. In conjunction with the particle effects and the alpha effects from all the attacks on display, it's simply lovely. I wish I could say the same for its performance though. While playing on PC, I noticed a few instances of stutter during combat. It didn't seem to be a networking issue, but some odd glitch with the PC version. My PC was more than capable of handling the game, so I imagine it's the game itself. There was also the occasional issue of the camera fighting itself. The lock-on system is good for the most part, but anytime combat got heated with too many people, I'd find that the camera would start to lose focus. I'd be seeing the character skeleton of someone that was hitting me rather than who I was trying to attack. When it came down to music, it didn't really leave a lasting impression. Most of the music was alright to say the most, and forgettable at its lowest points. There just wasn't much of an impact. In fact, most of the action-orientated music felt like main menu music. It didn't fit the action on screen. Most of the time it drowned out to the sounds of gunfire and melee attacks. Those were better, but not necessarily all that punchy either. Sound effects for the particle effects and projectiles came off as ambient noise after a while, with the lack of catchy music to back it up. Bleeding Edge, like a lot of Microsoft first-party games during the Xbox One era, shows promise, but lacks more substance and refinement. Where Ori and the Will of the Wisp showed a promising future for Microsoft, Bleeding Edge feels more like a remnant of games like ReCore and Quantum Break. They were alright, but could have been great with a bit more polish and content. Bleeding Edge lays an okay foundation that, with enough updates, could be a fantastic service game for Microsoft. In the time of quarantine, it's fun to jump into, but I'm not entirely convinced it'll last if it goes unchanged.